Hey, welcome to this radio video, and it's finally here. The only test that I didn't do with the QFX J21 receiver or boombox is the shortwave test. So here it is. So what do I think of the shortwave portion of this radio? The good, it's sensitive and it really gets these stations out. Though it's not quite as sensitive as other receivers. And an example, if you've been watching, I've been testing this Texan GR168. Well, this little radio is more sensitive on shortwave than the QFX. But it does not mean that it's deaf. It's not deaf. It does receive stations. It's just that the weaker ones that you sometimes hear on small portables with telescopic antennas won't come as strong here, or just doesn't show at all. So for the weak stations, maybe clipping a few feet of wire does improve. But the one problem that I have here with this receiver is the fact that it overloads the FM stations. Actually kind of get in the shortwave receiver and distort throughout the band. So I have to choose carefully where I position the radio and how I listen to the shortwave bands on it, because there are some breakthrough of FM stations, and this is an example. But it's not everywhere, it's not on all of the band, and of course it depends on where I position the radio for shortwave listening though. This is station, shortwave station, probably WWCR, something like that. Reception is not bad at all. I've received many stations, like if you look at my videos, I have one that's showing that I received All India Radio on it. I heard China Radio, Radio Romania, I've heard Voice of America, and many different stations. I heard WWV Time Signal, CHU. It does receive shortwave, and with the telescopic antenna and a good positioning of the radio, I think you can actually achieve cool reception of this shortwave receiver. The biggest drawback is drift, and I mean this one drifts a lot. So you rarely get more than 5 minutes of radio listening. And I'm going to leave it on this station while I'm talking, just to give you an idea. You have to readjust, and the problem is that since the tuning knob here on the right side is big and does tune fast, adjusting to get a station is a little more difficult than usual on an analog radio. But if you tune it often, you will get the hang of it at some time. The fact that this receiver basically goes from 5.5 all the way to 20 megahertz in two bands is nice, because it covers pretty much all the international broadcast bands. The only one that's left out is the 13-meter band, basically. But there ain't that much activity there, yet there are some stations. Sensitivity is good, not as good as other radios like I said, but good enough for shortwave listening, but it's not a DX machine, that's for sure. One thing that probably happens a lot on this radio is overload if you put an outdoor wire. I tried putting my outdoor wire antenna on the radio, and basically it kind of just makes it have this really big noise level, because too many signals are coming in with strength.
Do you know there is a generation of hope?
Performance is good, except for the fact that you see these little breakthroughs of FM stations from here and there.
Verse 19.
Did not Moses give you the law? And yet none of you keeps the law.
There is no signal indicator. The LEDs that you see here go with volume level, not with signal strength. The accuracy of the needle is actually quite amazing. When I've tuned WWV on 15 megahertz, it was really close to the 14.9 here. So it gives you an idea that it's pretty close and pretty good for an analog, but you know, an analog radio is an analog radio. There is always a little play in the precision here.
By the fathers, and you on the Sabbath day circumcise a man. If a man on the Sabbath day receives...
This is WWCR, probably on 15825.
Because... Because I exercise my power and my authority.
One of the things that you'll see, and this is an example, on 900 kilohertz lower, you have images of the stations, because this is a single conversion shortwave radio. So it means that you will hear images of the stations 900 kilohertz away. You got to be careful about that.
Circumcised on...
As for the lower frequencies, we're in the middle of the day, so it's not the best time for that. But in the evening, this receiver does do a great job in receiving stations.
Your offerings have to come from your heart.
This is
Right
Caribbean Beacon 11775 from Anguilla. So it gives you an idea.
Let me read from here. Your incense.
So not too much because of middle afternoon, but I'll try to do another tuning around in the evening for the lower bands. Overall, it's an okay radio for shortwave. I mean, if you only have that, if I, for example, bring this boombox to listen to music and different and cassette tapes and stuff like that, well, I know that I still have a shortwave radio that should actually receive with the stations I want to hear on shortwave that are the strongest. And adding a few feet of wire, it does improve a lot the reception, but you cannot put a 50 feet of wire on this antenna because it really overloads the radio a lot. But overall, it's still a good radio, and you got to keep the remind yourself that you got a package here that has so many features for $25 to $30. That it's just amazing that it works. And the cool thing about it is that you can actually listen to a shortwave radio station and tune around and actually tape it. So for example, let's do an example here. If I...
That Bible, the only Bible that some people will ever read.
I record here.
Today in your office, in your home, in your neighborhood, where you shop, wherever you go, be salt and be light, and let this love of Christ flow through you. Let's keep each other in our prayers.
And now I stop, and I turn off the radio, and if I rewind and just press the play button, you have your shortwave station, and this is a nice feature though.
Where you shop, wherever you go, be salt and be light, and let this love of Christ flow through you. Let's keep each other in our prayers.
So it gave you an idea here what it sounds like. So nice little radio. Even though it's not the best shortwave, I'm still very happy with it anyways because of the features it has. And one last thing, because a lot of people talk about it, yes, it's true on FM, on any type of listening you're doing. If you're listening to music on the the USB key, memory cards, or tapes, the sound is mono. There's no stereo sound on this, which is kind of surprising because it has 2 speakers, and I think it's the first time I see a boombox that does not have stereo sound. So that's the shortwave performance test. I will be posting another tuning of the lower band frequencies later on today, so you can see what it sounds like on the lower frequencies also. So hope you enjoy these videos. 73.